Oh, hello, and welcome to the Pop Bro. Okay, so starting over because my mic was not on. So what do we talk about? So I'm going to be doing this interview, um, editing this interview. We got the hard drives now plugged in and stuff. Um, oh yeah, I had some stuff to say about this interview. Um, First thing to say, is that there are things I feel silly about saying. Wow, gosh, what did I say? Um, I just did a 7 minutes of live streaming before I realized that my mic wasn't working, and I only realized that because the computer started freezing. Anyway, um, what did I say on that? Because I liked how I put it. Um, uh, there are things I feel silly for saying, and things I feel I don't remember. But there were things that just weren't very smart or that I said. And then there were things that were unfair. Um, I was a little bit triggered. They were probably triggered. Um, I came off, I came on pretty strong, came off as I tend to come off. Um, so, no worries. And so I don't want you to watch this like from my perspective. You can, but also just study like the three of us. Um, Look at all three of us, what kind of behaviors, reactions, and so on were triggered. So it's in French, but I don't know when I'm gonna get the translation done. So I think we're gonna look at it together, and I'm gonna tell you about some of the stuff happening. Hopefully, I'm not. Well, I don't think I'll be too embarrassed. I mean, even if it's embarrassing, I'll be able to handle it. Okay. So let me. So here. Okay, hold on. So I just have to name these files. I don't know what. That's nothing. We can delete that. Okay. And then here, rename. Add text before name. 2025 G13G. 17 Bop Bop. Navy Pier. Theo Mathieu. Very good. Rename. After name. Sassy. Rename. Now let's just put in the correct times. 1731. 33. Wait, what? Okay. And also, I'm hoping there isn't anything like terrible missing because my camera person didn't tell me that sometimes she just wasn't filming because like a phone issue and she didn't want to, interrupt. I get the instinct. I get it. I'm just hoping that we didn't. And if she had interrupted, I could have not. I might not have. We might not have had certain conversations. So maybe she did the best thing. Anyway. All right, Sassy. Let's import these videos. Great. Silaris, Kylaris, Black, Navy, Pier. Copy to library. Fix audio problems. Let's go. All right. New project. 2025 G 13 G Navy Pier, Chicago, sassy. Okay. I mean, it's just like why. Another thing I was saying in my audio list live stream a few minutes ago is um it's like also why were we disagreeing? Um, they act like it was a normal thing for us to be disagreeing. Not sure, bro. We'll see, but I feel like I kind of feel like they were making a lot of assumptions and then disagreeing with me based on their assumptions of my thoughts, and that a lot of that wasn't justified. Um, but we're gonna check it out, see what's good. Um, and that was this live stream that I was just saying the thing about. Don't look at it from my perspective. Yeah, just study us. Three brains, running system one. Oh, that was another thing I said. That I said from the beginning of this conversation that we can't really do a good system two conversation without pen and paper. Um, yeah. Yeah. And I gotta admit, when I think back to conversation, not only are there things I'm like, nah, that wasn't quite right, Eris. But there are other things I was like, oh, dang, that would have been such a good response, retort, even, to something that they had said. So an example of that is he, I said, so towards the end, I'm saying that, maybe they came over here thinking, or maybe when I came over to them, because they were like explaining the basics of science to me and stuff like that. And so I said, I'm sorry. So I said, maybe I came over with my cute little dreads, my cute face tattoo, my gym shoes, my brown skin, um, and they may have assumed what background, of course, I was coming into the conversation with, and sorry, I'm just thinking, should I be doing this in French? No, it's all right. And 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 when I said that, they were like, "No, no, not us, no way." And one of them goes, "I think you might be projecting." And that's just that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Now, the French do have this thing about thinking that like race is an issue in the US and that like Americans love thinking and talking about race, whereas in France it's just not even a thing. And I remember there was a time when I kind of felt like I understood that. Um, but ultimately, after having spent 10 years there, I think that's bullshit. I think they just don't sort of talk about it or they aren't conscientious of it. Um, but that it's definitely still a thing, obviously. I remember when I first got there, they were like, "Oh yeah, new Americans are always racializing stuff." Okay. Um, Also, like the last person I was hanging out with, he would always be talking about blacks and Arabs, bro. He was a white French guy, hasn't spent a whole lot of time outside the country except a couple vacations, here and there. But still like in Europe. Um, I mean, they're not like colorblind, bro. They just anyway. So I tried to make him more comfortable acknowledging that there could be mechanisms at play in his cognition that he is not experiencing, that are not hooked up to the language centers, um, such as judgments of group membership and group attributes and blah blah blah. And he was like, "Oh, I think maybe you're projecting." Now, so maybe he was saying that because I'm American. Oh, so you think about race, so you think everybody thinks about race. Okay. Um, but it was funny because then later he says, we'll talk about that in a moment again. But anyway, later he says, which I was talking about we were talking about dialectic versus heuristic dialogues. The latter, the former being, trying to resolve contention, and the other one trying to win contention. And and he goes, "So which one do you think you are?" I just should have been like, "Oh, is this the projecting thing you were talking about?" But no, I shouldn't have been. That was fine. All right. So it's all been put in. So let's do it, broski. So we've got a 50-minute interview. Why is that like that? Just hasn't loaded. Oh, excuse me. And it was great. I did have much higher hopes for this interaction, but it was nice. It was nice. Why does that look like that? Are these different sizes? Okay. Okay. Oh wait, no, we should. That's gonna make editing hard. So we'll just put that there for now. All right, big dogs, you ready? Oh, and maybe even Theo or Mathieu. Oh no, it's Monday. They're doing their neuroscience postdoc work. Um, all right. The audio is probably gonna be such shit, huh? Let's see just immediately what we can do with it. We can do some voice isolation, do some noise removal. Let's see what that does. It's looking a little better. And there was one point where, because when he talks about the projecting thing, and like, no, we didn't consider your face tattoo, your hair, your bowl, your this, your this. We didn't consider any of that. And it's like, that's so funny because you two are dressed identically. So that's like a huge coincidence. If you don't, aren't, if there are no mechanisms thinking about like aesthetic and group membership and which traits you want to be associated with you. It's just so funny that you look exactly like if you told me two postdocs from Strasbourg, and you told me they were a little bourgeois, this is what I would picture them wearing, bro. And they're both wearing this, bro. And they got their clean white shoes. I hope that there's a moment where that's on. Oh yeah, yeah. You see, bro. Look at these dudes, bro. Look at these dudes, bro. You're telling me there's no mechanism in them that has any regard for aesthetic? Oh, look at these dudes, bro. That's hilarious. That's so funny. I did enjoy them, and also this guy. I did not enjoy, but not I don't want to attribute that to his whole like personality. I think I would probably triggered some things. So anyway, we want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, of course, in general. So any comments that I make are just gonna be about the its that I engaged with here. So the mechanisms of them that I talked to here. That's in this particular situation. So I just want to be really clear because I may show some frustration and even say some negative things, but I don't want it. I just want to reiterate over and over again that I'm in no position to really talk about them as people or even as thinkers. I can just talk about their thoughts in this interaction. All right, let's do it. So what's the audio situation? Let's see what happens. In a few moments, we'll be announcing all the winners of K-12, including the children's winners. Ok, très bien. Bah, tu peux pas être trop proche. Comme ça, c'est très bien. Comme ça, c'est très bien. Voilà, c'est censé. Euh, comment? En français. Ah, vous parlez tous les deux anglais? Vous parlez anglais. Bon. Ah, vous parlez ici? Oh, and then I got to deal with listening to me speak French, which is always uncomfortable. It's like, is that how you say that? It's not how that's said, bro. But anyway, still having some audio issues. Huh? I want to bring up that vocal even more, and so to do that, I gotta go to levels, compressor, and then we can go to the preset. No, we can't. Okay. Okay, so this is way too complicated for me. I thought we would have a nice preset option. Double clicking here, hoping to get a nice preset option. No. Look at the face I'm making. They must have been talking crazy. According to me in that moment, anyway. Alright, hold on, bro. I gotta ask ChatGPT for some good settings. We want to apply an EQ. Let's just work with one clip. We need to hire an editor, bro. Okay, roll off below 8, roll off. First, let's slow down. Roll off. Oh my god. Roll off. I don't see anything about a roll off. Okay, we're not gonna get overwhelmed. We're just gonna do it one step at a time. It's gonna be lovely. So you want me to go to the graphic thing. Okay. Open the EQ graph editor. Uh, is that what I want? That's what I want, right? Or double click the effect. Okay, double clicking the effect. I think this is right. Okay, now. On the far left of the EQ curve, you'll see a small dot. Okay, that's the low shelf or high pass control. Click the dot and change it from a shelf to a high pass filter. Okay. Mm, ay, ay, ay. Double click the effect is supposed to take me to it. But now it's just got me naming it. And that just hides it. Okay. Is there any other dots? And that's not what he told me to do. Oh no, now I can't even undo it? That's crazy, bro. Okay, default. Okay. Click the dot, change it from a shelf to a high pass filter. Oh, what's this? What's that? Um, double click the effect. If I double click it here, it's just gonna apply it again, bro. Um, Not turning blue.
In a few moments, we'll be announcing all the winners of K-12, including the children's winners. Ok, très bien. Bah, du coup, pas trop proche. Comme ça, c'est très bien. Comme ça, c'est très bien. Voilà, c'est censé. Euh, comment en français? Ah, vous parlez tous les deux anglais? Bon, ah, vous parlez ici? Comment faire? Anglais, non? Okay. Are you filming? Okay. All right. So, oh yeah, no, let's do it in English. Let's do it in English. Think about the audience now. So what are your names? My name is Mine's Theo.
Why can we barely fucking hear them? Were the mics not actually connected, bro? Yeah, whatever.
Very good. Where you guys from? Friends. I'm from Wisconsin. Okay. Yes, that's us. Okay. Very good. So what do you guys do? Yeah,
Okay, clearly, those mics aren't doing jack shit. Whatever.
Cool. At the University of Chicago. Excellent. And I'm postdoc too at Northwestern, Nebraska. Okay. And I study different circuits. Very, very good. Yeah. So, small training and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Like the small piece.
Okay, definitely need that noise removal. Voice isolation. What if we turn it down a bit? Because his voice is being cut out. Oh my god. Okay, no good. What if we turn it up?
I'm postdoc too at Northwestern, Nebraska. Okay. And I study different circuits. Very, very good.
Damn, bro. Well, you said the cortical circuits of the cerebellum. Um, dang, bro.
So it's more training and stuff. Yeah, right. Like the cellular. Right.
Damn, his voice is just getting cut out. If I take that off.
Give us more details about what you see.
Back, 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 back. Alright, I gotta pee. That's gonna be an angry pee. Unbelievable. No, of course. I mean, no, of course. It was a super noisy place. Did not do a great job of. Oh boy. So how is an AI gonna translate this if you can't even friggin' hear them? Ay ay ay. Right? No problemo. I mean, big problemo, but also, what are you gonna do? All right.
Great. Awesome. Amy, what's
That's crazy. So why is his thing just like completely cut out right now? Because Final Cut Pro knows it was just noise. Dang. I mean, it's not gonna help if we just undo all effects. I mean, we've kind of done that, but that's crazy. So it just wasn't even, I mean, picked up. There's no way to recover that. That's all right.
yeah, that's yeah, keep it right. Right. It's very cool.
God,
Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about so I called
God damn, bro. What am I gonna do?
un domaine qui s'appelle psychologie. Sometimes ça. Il y a plus de compassion pour nous-mêmes. Parce que je n'est pas aussi fiable qu'on le croyait. Mais non, c'est juste c'est
Completely inaudible. I should have known. I should have said, can you speak up? I could barely hear it. But I thought, what was going on with the mic, bro? At this point, we weren't using mics. So I definitely. Oh, this is crazy. Absolutely fine. No worries at all.
moi, je suis sexiste. Je fais ce que je peux pour. Et c'est, oui, tout à fait, il ne faut pas avoir peur de ça. Oui, bien sûr. Bien sûr. Voilà, voilà. Et si on pouvait juste mettre pause, tu vois, on pouvait juste dire
All right, let's take it from the top and let's just talk about it a little bit. 1 hour 39 minutes. Oh, because of that. This is crazy. Oh, I don't need to edit it. We can just put that back. Okay. This is unbelievable.
All the winners of the show, including the children's winners. Ok, très bien. Bah, tu peux pas être trop proche. Comme ça, c'est très bien. Comme ça, c'est très bien. Voilà. C'est l'essentiel. Euh, comment en français? Ah, vous parlez tous les deux anglais? Ah, vous parlez ici? Comment faire? Anglais, non? Okay. Are you filming? Okay. All right. So, oh yeah. No, let's do it in English. Let's do it in English. Think about the audience. So what? So what do you guys do? Yeah. So that's very cool. At the University of Chicago. Excellent. And I'm the sculpt too at Northwestern. Evanston. Okay. And I study very good. Yeah. So it's more training. Yeah, right. Electrical photography, right. And give us more details about these. Great. Awesome. Yeah, that's the read. Yeah, that's to get people right. Right. It's very cool. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about. So I call these interviews self-awareness street interviews, and the way I explain it is that I am asking brains about the brain, right? So you are processing, of course, what I'm saying, and this is really just for, and then a response to the interview.
I do not just say, hold on, not recording right now, or hold on, sorry, there's a problem. Can you just say that last sentence again? That's like an important sentence right there. Just establishing how audio processing and speech production have been localized in the material brain. No problem. It's not because and because I've been in neuroscience for not very big. This is garbage. Nobody can watch this. Nobody can listen to this. Gosh darn it.
Wild. My perspective is different. Most people's our perspective is different. And so I do these interviews to see how people see themselves. And why it's important to me is that if people can see themselves as brains, then they would be interested in the mechanics of the brain, the errors that the brain typically makes, the heuristics, and so on. And rather than thinking of themselves as these rational souls, just occupying a flawed biological material, problem. What do you guys think about it? Yeah. Yes. Right. Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes. Efficiently. I will turn the mic over to Ed Bumper. Yeah. Sorry, what I yeah. But I guess the relevance of what you're doing. Do you see yourself as a brain? Educateur.
So at this point, so first of all, he says it's reductionist. It's just like, oh, fucking blah blah blah, bro. You are in neuroscience. You know, I don't know. I don't think you know where you're at. Like, what do you mean it's reductionist? Neuroscience is the study of the brain and all the amazing things that it does. And we're never like, oh, wait, how does it, oh, we need to, some other thing to explain this mental event. I don't think it's reductionist. We didn't really discuss it. But here's what's funny. He says that there are sort of, that within the whole field of neuroscience, there are those who study the cells and so will be more materialist, and then those who study higher order functions and so are going to be more dualist, which is a crazy thing to say. Like, yeah, I guess it could be no, that's it's like, so there's this thing called cognitive neuroscience, which isn't materialist. What are you talking about? Cognitive neuroscience is looking at the biological etiology of cognition. It is looking at the material. Um, Only someone who's lost and mistakenly calling themselves a neuroscientist isn't a materialist. Okay, that's a crazy statement to make. Excuse me, but I'm also standing by it. Because he's saying, like, there's these people in neuroscience that are gonna attribute mental events to the chemicals, and the cellular architecture. And then there are these people in neuroscience that don't. And so then what the fuck are they studying, bro? What are you talking about? That's so funny.
Il est tout un domaine qui s'appelle la psychologie cognitive qui sont dualistes. Ben non, c'est dualiste qui est l'esprit et le cerveau. Non, oui. Non, mais c'est pas ça que tu disais que. Oui, voilà. Et du coup, tu sais que toi, tu es dans un domaine qui va être plutôt matérialiste. Que lui, de ce côté, c'est plutôt dualiste. C'est plutôt une autre chose. Oui, oui. Congratulations, Jacob Benson. Oui. Et en même temps, on a une autre écosse, c'est pour gérer la passion aussi. Oui, ça reste. Bien sûr. En tant que scientifique, on va peut dire qu'on ne va pas faire un appel à l'ignorance. Disons qu'il n'y a pas de preuves, on va introduire l'autre entité pour expliquer les choses. Oui, oui, c'est vrai. Et on peut dire oui, voilà. Voilà. Oui. Mais du coup, on agit comment? On agit comme si.
Ouais, all right. Well, that sucks. But also, I mean, we're just gonna publish it. Um, hello and salut. Bad news. This interview that you shouldn't even watch. Um, Audio's no good, no good at all. I think maybe the mic receiver thing wasn't plugged in. I was very excited about this interview. I think there were a lot of kind of crazy moments, and I was really excited about my mechanisms and their mechanisms sort of being evaluated. I mean, you've got three neuroscience people, two French neuroscience postdocs, and then a neurophilosopher, and somehow we're like disagreeing about whether we're brains or not. But also there's just like a lot of weird antagonism. Not weird, it's not really unexpected. Um, and I'm anyway. I don't even know why I'm talking about it. I'm really disappointed because I was looking forward to getting this subtitled, submitting it to an AI, getting it subtitled. It's all my fault. I don't know why. I should have asked them to move with me. I should have checked to make sure that the mics were, properly, the receiver was properly plugged in. Um, Very frustrating. Just in case, like, you can read lips en français, um, or have some kind of hearing that I don't have, or I don't even think there's anything that you can do like with audio engineering, because a lot of the sound, especially what they said, was just not picked up. Uh, I'm publishing this because it. I mean, it's just one of my favorite interviews. For many different reasons. For the unexpected disagreement, uh, because of their authority. And then there were, some really cool moments at the end. Like, first of all, the two guys are explaining, like, science to me. At one point, they explain a dialectic as being, like, combative, which is not. It's like we want to avoid a dialectic. Now, he talked about somebody named Schopenhauer. Let's ask about that. I don't even know how to spell Schopenhauer. Um, I interviewed someone who talked about the importance of avoiding a dialectic. He seemed to think a to confuse dialectic and eristic styles. But maybe not. He referred specifically to Schopenhauer. That's not how you spell it. Oh, maybe it'll just correct it for me. Oh, close. Okay. I was literally, but I thought, okay, you can put the C, but it's still not going to be right. Okay. What? That's crazy. Alright, he refers specifically to Schopenhauer's dialectic. Was Schopenhauer's dialectic not really in the spirit of a dialectic? Okay, I see. Ah, that's why. Okay, so he was absolutely right that Schopenhauer's dialectic is no good. Um, I see, I see, I see. Yeah, very good. So that's clear. Um, so that's very good. Let's ask some more questions. About some of the stuff they say. Gosh darn it, bro. I'm really. Oh, this was just supposed to be a quick introduction video to a waste of your time. Anyway, but now at some point I'm like, oh no, this might not have even been recorded actually, this part. But at some point, he talks about Schopenhauer's dialectic. I didn't know who Schopenhauer was, as I said to him. Um, and then I was like, well, a dialectic is a good thing. But he was right. Schopenhauer's dialectic is not a good thing. Um, let me put this Chat GPT up here. Um, so it says here. So collaborative reasoning toward truth versus Schopenhauer's dialectic, which is that. Um, yeah, very good. I do hope they contact me because maybe we can just have another conversation and all three of us can do a better job of slowing down, you know, processing what the other person is saying. Um, One thing I'm frustrated about, never mind, I'm done. Okay, we're done. Goodbye. All right, so let's just import that. Gosh darn it, bro. It's such good material, and it feels like I'm slowly losing it forever. That's why I'm inclined to talk more about it because, but maybe we'll be able to give it a go, another go, because none of us was on our best behavior, our best intellectual behavior. We were all operating, according to some unjustified assumptions, but that happens. That's just how the brain works. That's okay. We can forgive ourselves. That's not what I want. I want. Huh? Why isn't. Anyway, absolute tragedy, but also fine when you step back. Frick is going on, bro? That's crazy. It's so crazy, but oh my god, it was so juicy. And it was so perfect because I wanted my friend Erwan, who's just like them, except also not. But he was raised to be just like these guys. He's a psychiatrist. He's from the same town as them, from the same city as them. There was another funny moment where this dude, he was like, "Yeah, but who's this Erwan?" And I was like, "Oh, he's a psychiatrist in Strasbourg." Um, and he goes, "Okay, like Erwan, like who is he?" I go, "He's my friend. What do you mean?" Like, okay, but just because I worked in the psychiatric hospital in Strasbourg. And I go, "Oh, so did you know an Erwan?" He said, "No." So what are we doing? Why do you need more details? Because you weren't on a first name basis, so you only know last name, so that's why you're asking. But he didn't. But oh, maybe that was it. But then he didn't say that. But maybe that was what was going on. I don't even think I know his last name. I mean, he wouldn't want me saying it in a video anyway. If I didn't know his last name, I don't think. Oh boy. Man, and then at the end, he says, you keep when we disagree with you, you're not, you still you disagree with us. Sorry, bro. Um, and he said that it was evidence of the confirmation bias. Because it's easy to just throw around words, isn't it? And so I thanked him. Um, he was not as thankful when I tried to return the favor. Um, and talked about how, you know, anyway. Gosh darn it. So, anyway, I'm done with you. I hope to hear from them again so that we can do a proper interview. I wanted my friend Erwan to be able to watch this, but nothing can be done. Alright, bye.